Hello, thanks for joining the Walt Weekly. This is Walter Latham, and I am your host. At the end of this show, we will be sharing some updates of future events. I think you're going to like them. I hope you will. All right, thank you. Stay tuned. I didn't know there was a debate going on right now about who is a Black American and who is not. I was reading this article in the New York Times, an opinion piece, and it says that this organization called ADOS, A-D-O-S, which stands for, it's an acronym for Americans Descendants of Slavery, insisting that there should be a distinction made between people born from African descendants in this country and people born outside the U.S. And this is apparently a nationwide debate. So I wanted to share that with you because I don't think a lot of people know about this and the implications that it presents. So let's drill down a little bit on this. Is it something that should be debated? Are we not aware of the makeup of the Black American? Well, on this show, we've already spoken about the Black American identity. And an organization by the name of ADOS, that's A-D as in David, O-S as in Sam, which is an acronym for American Descendants of Slavery, have started a movement about having a distinction between descendants of slaves and blacks born in other countries. For example, in our school systems at college level, especially white colleges, predominantly white colleges, in an effort to meet diversity targets, these colleges have enrolled blacks from Africa, Jamaica, Bahamas, U.S., and if they have a target of, let's say, 5%, they would include these groups, all groups. All right, not a distinction as to whether you're American black descendant from slavery. There's no distinction made. So they count all blacks and also women and other minorities as part of that 5% target. Which I agree with ADOS that that's not a fair thing. That's one thing. Another thing is that they pointed out this Harriet Tubman movie that was made. I think it rolled out last weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the lead actress for that role of Harriet Tubman is British. She's a British citizen. So out of all the African Americans, actors in this country, female actress, why didn't they choose someone from a Black American, someone that's American descendant of slavery? I don't understand that either, but they also mentioned Kamala Harris, and that she is not a Black American. She's half Jamaican and half Indian. Now, when they tweeted this, and there was some tweet storms going on about this, and Donald Trump Jr. said in a retweet about Kamala Harris not being Black American, said, and I'm quoting, "Is this true? Wow." They have a lot of conservatives that are embracing this distinction between blacks in this country. Now, watch out. Now, here comes the curve. You have Republicans and black conservatives supporting Adams' position. So that doesn't make sense. I'm not saying we can't agree with a conservative view or viewpoint, but I think it smells kind of funny. You know, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it must be a duck, right? So something's wrong. Absolutely wrong. So I do believe that on applications, and this is mostly all applications where they request a breakdown of your race. If you're black, whether you're from Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, the Bahamas, there's only one box there. Black from African descent. Boom, that's the box you check. On the census, they're going to change that where you can distinguish whether you were born from slaves, directly from slaves, or you were black from another country. You were born in another country. I don't see anything wrong with that, but what I'm realizing is that this is another way to set a wedge or a divider among all black people in this country. We don't need another wedge. If anything, we need to be brought together. But, and let me say this, there is a caveat. And this caveat is blacks that are born in other countries should appreciate the fact that the African Americans fought to get to where we are now, that they enjoy what we accomplished through blood and sweat. And you ask them, what, where are you from? Oh, I'm a Jamaican, or what are you? I'm a Jamaican, or this, or I'm an African. I'm from Somalia. I'm from Ghana. They don't first say, okay, I'm American, or I'm black, but I come from Ghana, right? So they're quick to go back to their culture. And I can understand that, but I don't, I do think that there should be some homage paid to those that fought wherein they can enjoy. For example, according to the Pew Research Center, roughly 10% of the black American population is made up of people born abroad. This is up from 3% in 1980. African immigrants are more likely to have college degrees than blacks and whites who were born in the United States. In a 2007 study published by the American Journal of Education, they found that 41% of black freshmen at the Ivy League colleges were immigrants or children of immigrants, even though those groups make up only 13% of the black population in the United States. Now, I'm a little puzzled by the fact that conservatives and right-wing conservatives are supporting adults. That's very troubling. But then again, we know from history that they employ the strategy of divide and conquer. So this is the type of thing that divides us along ethnic lines. You know, it blurs the lines to make us uncomfortable from within. All people that are black and in this country legally and became citizens regardless of where you're from, they are black Americans. So I don't see, I get a certain sense of, the red flag goes up when I get a conservative agreeing with a position that we take. That if you look at the underlying issue, it really divides us. Especially now in this environment of overt racism against minorities in this country. What was particularly striking about Ados's position was they advocated not voting for the Democratic candidate against Donald Trump. That right there is a bad signal, telling people not to vote. You know how hard it was for us to get the right to vote, and how hard people are working to take that away from us? I don't understand that. You tell me. Tell the Walt Weekly why you're telling people not to vote for the Democratic candidate. You have some positions that I embrace. All right, such as the distinctions. We at Walt Weekly embrace that. You know, your platform, I say 60% of it we embrace. But when you start speaking of division within our ranks and not voting, then we got a problem. I think that you need to go back, revisit those two positions, and make an amendment. And that's the position of Walt Weekly in terms of what you're doing and what you're trying to do. So here we go. Another missile is coming after us, and we have to go out there and make sure that we are aware of what's going on. This is one. Okay? We got too many other threats to be dividing from within. We need no divisions. We're black. And, for example, if you're walking down the street and you're black from Africa, doesn't matter. Jamaica, Bahamas. Our adversaries, people that don't like us, they're not going to say, "Oh, wait a minute, where are you from? Were you descended from American slaves, or are you just black but you're Ghanaian?" They're not going to make any distinction. They're just going to kill your ass, or they're going to attempt to. A lot of things going on, folks. Don't take positions that divide us. Let's try to get on the same page. We've been divided too long anyway. And this goes for American Descendants of Slavery, and it goes for African descendants, period. I know that we need our own culture, and that's why I do embrace distinction, because African Americans, Black Americans, have their own culture. Jamaicans have their own cultures, and blacks from other countries around the world have their own culture. So you don't drop it. I don't say that, but let's stick together, folks. Guys, I'm done with this episode, but don't forget to go out and do the research on adults. Look at the stats and the data, and food for thought. This is Walter Latham. I'm the host of the Walt Weekly, and I want to share with you some updates about the Walt Weekly. First, we got a guest that we'll be interviewing next week, and she's a stylist to Fashion Week in New York, and she will be joining us. We're going to be interviewing her on what it is to be a black entrepreneur in New York. And I think, especially the ladies, this would be something that you should look forward to hearing. Another thing is that we're still working on our website. That should roll out pretty soon. It's under construction. And another thing, we will be having live meetings. So I encourage you to download the Podbeam app on your phone. And in that way, when we have these live meetings, y'all guys can join and we can discuss the issues that are near and dear to us. Okay? So Again, thanks for joining the Walk Weekly. We appreciate you. Have a good week. A wonderful Thanksgiving.